CNN10 script, Thursday, November 7th, 2024. School 110, a crippling U.S. port strike, October 1st, 2024. Listen and repeat. As the climate has changed in recent years, storms have become more intense and more frequent, and people and technology are having to adapt to withstand increasing dangers. In Florida, Tampa General Hospital is using technology called an aqua fence. The hospital is in a uniquely vulnerable position to storms, surrounded on three sides by water, and is the area's only level 1 trauma center for some of the most in need patients who can't be moved. The hospital's water impermeable aqua fence is engineered to withstand the storm surge up to 15 feet above sea level. Clamped down to a certain pressure, and it keeps all of the panels joined so that when the water is pressing, that there's no points where we get leaks or seepage from the front edge all the way to the back. So the same pressure from the water from the storm surge would be what keeps us up? Yes, exactly. So the weight of the water holds the wall up. Now setting up an aqua fence is no small feat. It takes about 60 people several days to fully install. But the barrier worked. As Helene made landfall in Florida, the aqua fence kept the storm surge back, and the hospital stayed dry. Paquisashab, what first animal's name is an Aboriginal term, meaning no water or no drink. Panda, koala, wombat or orangutan. If you said koala, put your hands up. The word originates from one of the Australian Aboriginal languages. The majority of a koala's water intake comes from eating fresh eucalyptus leaves. Australia's iconic tree-hugging koalas have been on the endangered species list since 2022, and experts say their populations have continued to decline. As their habitats are encroached upon by humans, koalas are increasingly being found in places that put them in danger, like near busy roads or power poles, even in some people's backyards. See how some folks are dedicating their time and energy to keeping these marsupials safe. This is the moment a koala came face to face with a dog in suburb Brisbane, Australia. For koalas, most dog attacks are fatal, but not this time. Neighbor Sophia Windsor heard the commotion and rushed to intervene, finding the koala with its claws around the dog. I wasn't even really thinking, and I just cried the koala off this poor dog who was now yapping, and then kind of wrapped up the koala. Koalas were listed as endangered in the states of Queensland and New South Wales, as well as the Australian Capital Territory in 2022. Millions of dollars are being spent on restoring koala habitat, but 3 years on, their numbers are still declining. According to the latest Australian government's report, the long-term outlook for listed koalas remains poor. In urban areas, they're particularly vulnerable to disease, dog attacks, and speeding cars. RSPCA coincidences is 2 wildlife hospitals treat 700 koalas each year. Most don't survive. There you go, little piggy. John Knight has been rescuing koalas for at least a decade. He says more koalas are getting into trouble as their habitat shrinks. And in the last 2 months, he has answered more than 100 calls for help. They're frightened, they're lost. If they were urbanized, they wouldn't be running into the traffic. They wouldn't be turning up in backyards. They wouldn't be falling into swimming pools. They're not urbanized at all. They are looking for somewhere to live. Today's story getting a 10 out of 10. An artist going to great depths to create his masterpieces. Artist Piotr Datsenko, making waves by painting under the Black Sea. He straps on his scuba equipment and then goes on the water with an easel, oil paints on the palette knife, which he uses instead of a brush. He's under the sea and under the clock. Picasso, his tanks only have so much air. This one took about 75 minutes to create. Easily one of the coolest art studios we've seen. I can't Rembrandt, one cooler one actually. Datsenko's vivid underwater scenes are making quite a splash with art enthusiasts back on dry land. Alright, it's shout out time now. Today's shout out goes to Linwood, Washington, and the Mustangs at Alderwood Middle School. Thank you for making us part of your day. We cannot wait to see your submissions for #YourWord Wednesday tomorrow. You've been absolutely bringing it. Submit those vocab words at Code White on social, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow on CNN10.